We're starting painting in Visual Art 1. So now I'm going to go over how to select brushes and how to get set up for beginning your painting. As you can see, we have a range of different types of paint brushes. There are different shapes and sizes. We have 4 different sizes of square-tipped paint brushes. There is a large one, a medium, a small, and then a much smaller like detail brush. We also have these brushes that have a tapered tip of bristles, so they kind of go into a point and it gives you a sharper line if you're using the tip. So there's a large, a medium, and a small. Okay, so you can see some examples of the different types of line that you can paint with the variety of brushes. As you can see, the large brush paints a large, fat, bold line. The medium square brush paints one that's similar, but it's a little bit thinner. Same with the next size, and then the small one gives you a small, bold line. Also notice that the end of the line is flat because it's a square brush. So it's got a blunt end and it's just kind of chopped. But on this one with the tapered brush, we have the start of the line that is a little more pointed to follow the shape of the brush. These tapered brushes are very good for getting into small areas and being a little more painterly, getting into corners and that sort of thing. But these flat brushes are very good for getting nice solid edges and 90-degree lines. So when you choose your brush, make sure that you're choosing the right size brush and the type of brush for the type of line and paint finish that you want. Cleaning up your paint brushes in the art room is essential. If we don't clean them, they will be ruined. At the end of class, when I tell you to clean up, take your dirty brushes and go to the sink. Please make sure that you use your fingers to get all of the paint out of the brush so that it is nice and clean. Don't be scared to get your hands dirty. Take the brush, put it in the water, and use your fingers to remove all the pigment so that the brush is nice and clean. When you put the brushes away, make sure that you put them in with the bristles facing upward. Do not put them in with the bristles facing down because they will get warped and they will also ruin the brush. So make sure that your bristles are facing up. Always bristles up. Here's an example of what happens when we put brushes in with the bristles facing down. They get bent and the brushes start to turn. Sometimes, if we leave them for a very long time, they will look like this, and that is no fun to paint with a brush that's shaped like that. So every student is going to get a brown paper bag to keep their paint in. And you're also going to get your own set of paint. You are going to get red, blue, and yellow, which are the primary colors. You will also get black, white, and brown. So every day you will keep your paint in your paper bag. And keep it on the shelf with the rest of your supplies. And make sure that you put your name on it. As you can see, all the paints are nice and clear and clean. There's no other colors mixed into my white or my yellow. It's going to be up to you to keep your paint clean and uncontaminated from other colors. And the way you do this is by constantly washing and cleaning your brush. I'm going to explain a few things that you need to get set up when you are getting ready to start your painting. First, of course, you will need your paint. You will also need to select the brushes that you would like to use. Get 2 paper towels, not 5, just 2. 2 is all you need. Water cans will be on the back counter. You will need to share water cans with other people, but grab one, fill it up, and take it back to your seat. The other thing you're going to need are magazine pages so that you can mix colors on that. They're going to be in a box over here next to where we kept the chalk pastels. So you can just grab a couple sheets out of a magazine. The reason why we use magazine pages for blending paint is because they're a little bit slick and it gives a nice surface for the paint to slide around on. And this is our setup. We have paint, we've selected brushes, we have paper towels, we have water, and we have our magazine pages for blending. Make sure you grab magazine pages from these boxes here and never ever use the National Geographics that are over here. We're saving these National Geographics for different visual references, so do not use those for your paint blending. So when I blend colors, I want to add the color onto the magazine page, and then in between, I want to clean my brush so that I don't contaminate my other color with the one that I was just using. So you just want to wash out your brush and then blot it on the paper towel. So right now I'm making orange, so I have red and I've cleaned my brush, and now I'm going to mix yellow in. And you want to make sure that you don't put the yellow into the red paint so that you can keep the colors separated. See, my paint is still clean. And now I don't need to keep them separated because I'm going to blend. This is not as orange as I would like it to be. I think it needs more yellow. So I'm going to clean my brush again before I dip it back into the yellow. It was a little bit too red, so I'm adding more yellow to it. Still a little bit too red for me. So I'm going to add more yellow, but I'm going to put it over here to the side. And then I'm just going to pull some of this over into the yellow so it doesn't get so dark. Looks like a good color. Maybe a little bit more. So now I have 2 different oranges to choose from. And I'm going to paint secondary colors onto this circle. Voila, orange. However, this is a little bit too light, so I'm going to let it dry and then I'm going to come back and put a second coat on it. When you're finished at the end of class, you're going to throw away your paint mixing sheet into the trash can. And then just make sure you follow cleanup procedures of cleaning your brushes in the sink and putting them away with the bristles always facing upward.